right, welcome back to the morning show on ETV. It's so good to be with you this morning. Today is International Day of Education, and we're shining a spotlight on the incredible work being done to transform maths education in South Africa. And joining me this morning is Dr. Lynn Bowie, who is the Director of Mathematics at OLICO, an award-winning organization unlocking mathematical potential across the country. Now, they've got a proven track record of success, and OLICO is empowering thousands of learners to excel in maths and create brighter futures. And I think I'm looking forward to hearing all about that. Good morning, Lynn. Welcome to the show.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
It's great to be chatting to you. First of all, celebrating and recognizing this important day, International Day of Education and the power of education. But for someone who has no idea what OLICO does, bring us into that picture. Tell us a little bit more about the work you do.
So, OLICO started a long while ago, very small in Diepsloot, just seeing what we could do with the lab that we had there that was working with adults, training them in computers, to see if we could use that lab to support the schools in maths.
Yeah.
And as we started to see some success there, basically from there we grew, and we are now working across the country in various schools, primary schools, high schools, and what we do is we support learners in maths. So for our primary school learners, we run maths clubs where they come after school to play maths games and learn some more maths. And in high school, we have a sort of computer-based and tutor-based program that supports our high school learners. And we even do some support in the universities for teacher education, supporting the prospective maths teachers. So anything and everything maths where we can, that's what we do, we support.
I think there's so many of us right now going, man, where was OLICO when I was in high school? Because I'm sure I would have done so much better. Because it's incredible what you said, from a young age, even including it in play learning as maths games that they're playing. But maybe help us understand, and I think maybe this is especially for some of us who might be hearing the concept of children struggle with maths, but we don't understand why. What are some of the biggest challenges that you find that young people are having when it comes to maths when they're going through it?
So, I think that when we need to look broadly at the sort of South African education system, and what we find is that it's learners very, very quickly get behind. And there's some things then there that are just, systemic, that if you're looking in our poorer schools, which are often dysfunctional, masses of teaching time are lost. So by the time the learner ends grade 1, they're already behind. The schools have started late, they end early, there are disruptions because there's no water in the area. So learners lose an incredible amount of time. And of course, maths is an incremental subject. You need to know how to add before you can, add bigger numbers, etc., etc. Once you get behind, it's really, really hard. You kind of spend the rest of your school life flailing around trying to catch up and not being able to understand where you are.
Sure.
So I think that that's one of our biggest problems, is that we're not getting it right from the start. And then our learners are sort of being shoveled along without getting those good foundations in place. And it's really hard to try and understand algebra if you don't have a good sense of number, for example.
You speak about maths being it grows on top of each other, it's always progressing in terms of its learning. So this must sort of have a ripple effect in terms of the quality of education of South Africans generally, because this is something that's been a problem for years. How are we faring as South African when it comes to mathematics in comparison to the rest of the world?
So not brilliantly, which is the sad story, that, if we look at some of those international studies, they are showing that we fall fairly near the bottom of the pile. But there is a kind of glimmer of hope in that in some instances what we're seeing is improvement in our performance and a kind of upward trajectory, which hopefully means that with continued hard work, and there are a lot of people, I think, working incredibly hard in the education system in South Africa to try and make it better. And hopefully with a lot of that sustained effort, we will slowly see that start to turn around. But the picture isn't pretty as it stands right now.
That little bit of glimmer of hope and that light shining and a lot of people working also includes OLICO, because you've been a big part of helping a lot of learners improve their math results, which I can almost guarantee anyone with improved math results is definitely a happy person. What do you think is the secret towards this transformation and the success that you're seeing through the work that you're doing?
You know, I think that the success factor is the wonderful young people that we have working for us in OLICO. So in our primary program, we take youth from the areas in which we're working. They don't have to have an education background, but they're youth who are passionate about helping young children, and we train them to run our maths clubs. And it is incredible what they manage to achieve and the energy they bring to those things. So they kind of become like little mini celebrities in their area. They walk around and they've got little flocks of children following them going, "Oh, can we play, sir? Can we play?" So those young people are doing an incredible job of drawing our youth in, our little primary school kids into wanting to do maths, wanting to feel part of a maths kind of world and learning maths. And then in our high school program, we employ generally either university students or recent graduates who again don't necessarily have a teaching degree, but again, young people with incredible passion and great mathematical ability who then become mentors and role models for our high school learners.
Yeah.
And the relationship that exists between those young people and their high school learners, it's, I think, what keeps them going. You know, they motivate. Not only do they teach them the maths, but they motivate them. They show them a possibility of where they could go. So I really would say our success is down to the incredible people that we've managed to pull into the organization.
They sound incredible.
They are incredible. I honestly wish you could come to one of our classrooms and see them in action.
It absolutely
Unbelievable.
sounds like it. I think I should make a plan to be able to come down there sometime. We come and shoot everything that's happening there. 'Cause I think it's just incredible to see young people at the forefront of ensuring that the future generation is just sorted when it comes to something that is so important towards their upbringing. And to see some OLICO previous learners also become part of the team to a point where OLICO is winning prestigious NGO awards really speaks about the success of what you're doing there. So here's what I'm going to do. We're out of time now. I'm going to make it a point that we come see the work that you're doing through OLICO and just celebrate the success of what you're doing. But for someone who might want to get more information, how can they reach you?
Very easily. We have a website, olico.org, and all our contact details are on that website. So,
Dr. Bowie, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I love the work that you guys are doing. I think it's incredible. And thank you to you and your team for continuing to do it for every single young person.
Thanks for having me.
Man, oh man, what a brilliant conversation. The future of South Africa is definitely looking really good. I mean, we look at the youth that's going to be going through these classes through OLICO Maths Education, and we can definitely start to feel a sense of relief that in years to come, when we talk about how does South Africa fare when it comes to the rest of the world in maths, we know it'll be doing well. Visit their website, that's learn.olico.org, to be able to get more information. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.